Alright, well here we are. I have a great opportunity to make a video on a snow shelter. As you can see, here in the northeastern United States, we got 19 inches of snow yesterday and 18 inches last weekend. And I'm going to attempt to make a snow shelter right in this big bank. So I'm going to dig one out with my handy shovel. And then I'll videotape it when I'm all done and tell you what I did and what you can use it for. Okay, well here we are, the finished snow cave. I hope this footage gets okay because it is very sunny out. And I'm wearing sunglasses so I can see. I don't know if you guys will be able to. But here we go, snow cave. Basically, I just dug a main tunnel, and then once you get inside, gets a lot bigger. See, there's a glove, and the roof goes all the way up to there. So it's about 2 feet. 2 feet. I dug it all out with my shovel here, in the wall. It's a very handy shovel. Has a pick and the shovel head. I'd recommend anyone that would be going out into a landscape where they think it's going to snow a lot, you know, up north, definitely have one of these with you. It definitely helped me. So, this is a really nice snow cave, and I'm going to show you what you're going to do once you finish digging it out. Okay, this is one of the most important parts. Please excuse the dog barking in the background. One of the most important parts is getting the pine burrows, or branches of the pine trees to lay down for your bedding of your shelter. I'm probably going to use some of these because the snow's damaged them. And we'll end up cutting them off anyway, so I'm going to use them as a demonstration. So let's go over to the shed and get out the saw. Oh my. Okay, well after about 15 minutes of trying to get this door open, finally got it. I got my trusty saw. So let's head on over to the evergreen trees. So one important thing to note is that whenever you're in a snowy situation, there's lots of snow, it's hard to get the food or you're out of food. It's always the best time to look for tracks. Right here, cottontail rabbit. Coming right out of the bushes. And down my trail I made earlier. Alright, so let's get back to these evergreens. I hope no one gets angry that I cut one of these branches off. Alright, so what you want to do is cut some of these long branches out that'll probably just stick out the rest of the year if you don't cut them. So I'm going to cut this one and then I'll show you what to use it for. Alright, so now I have my evergreen branch in my cave. Got my saw. And another important thing to think about when you have a huge snowfall is sometimes you're going to waste more energy walking around getting your supplies than digging the cave because the snow is just so deep. So one of the things you want to do is make snowshoes. Alright, so what you're going to do with this branch here is you're basically going to... What you're going to do with this branch here basically is cut off the branches and lay them down inside the snow cave so that it's like a nest. Now, I only cut this branch off. I don't want to cut any more off because this is part of my yard. But anyway, you're going to want to cut these off to make a really warm nest. And then you're going to want to pile them up at the door because it will block out the air, but yet let a little in so that it'll aerate your snow cave so that you don't die of suffocation or carbon dioxide poisoning. So what I'm just going to do is cut these up and throw them in here, and I'll show you what they look like when it's all done. Okay, so now that we have all the cut up pine burrows in here, you're going to crawl in and lay down. Now obviously you're going to want to use a lot more than I did. You want to have it circling the whole snow cave so that it's like a nest. You want to have a really warm nest. And then you're going to want to have some at the door so that it keeps the cold and the wind out, but it also lets a little air in to keep the oxygen in. What I do is I put the leftover stick out so that you can hold it through, and you can knock out any snow the next morning if any falls. Alright, it's also, the burrows at the door are also going to prevent any snow from falling in. Alright, now one more key point to building this shelter is you want to have the walls rounded. Very rounded. And that means that you're going to want to do that so that at night the condensation from your breathing won't gather up and drip off, or melting snow. So you want to keep that very round. And now you can have this shelter. It could be in the negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit outside, but it's going to be a nice 50 degrees inside. So that's really important. So this is a really important shelter. Always be prepared and make sure you know what the weather's going to be before you leave. And then keep your tools. Alright, let's do a quick review of the snow shelter. Right, so what you want to do is cut a small hole for the entrance, and then a lot bigger room in the back so that you can crawl in there and rest. Alright, what you want to do is, once you're done making this, you want to go get your resources, your pine burrows. You want to lay them around on the inside a lot more than I use. You want to make a big nest to stay warm. So just fill the whole inside up and put it out the door too. Use the big stick that you get to keep at the outside so that you can poke your way through if it snows during the night. The tool I used was this nice handy army shovel. It unscrews and folds down. It serves as a pick and a shovel, so it's really useful. I also use a saw to cut all my pine burrs. You also want to make sure the insides are rounded so that water doesn't drip down and while it melts, or the condensation from your breath, so it doesn't drip down you when you sleep. You want to make sure everything's sturdy, that it doesn't collapse. And, you know, it can keep you really warm, but it's also, you need to take a lot of care of it because it can be dangerous. Isn't that right? Yeah. Alright, so that's pretty much it. The snow shelter. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out my other YouTube channel, Wild Edible Plants, and my website. Okay? Thanks for watching. See you next time. Just lay around in the inside. Hey, girlie, come on, move. Come on, bud. Come on. Okay, let's try this. Not much progress. Alright, I'll get back to you guys. They seem to like it. Hey, come on. Come on, guys. Come on, get out. I'm trying to videotape. Come on. Curly. Come on.